Just imagine, by simply changing one key, the entire lives of two people can flip upside down. You haven't seen this many twists in any movie. The story begins on a rainy night. We see a man wearing plastic gloves and a plastic suit. But this suit wasn't for the rain. He wore it to avoid leaving any evidence. Then we see another man in a suit and boots, standing near his car, holding an umbrella. The killer stepped out of his car. He stabbed the man in the stomach. Killed him instantly. Then he hid the body in the trunk. After that, he sat back in his car and took off the plastic suit. His real face was revealed. This professional killer, his name was Jack. He looked at his watch. Waited for the right moment. Then he drove away. The next morning, we meet a young man named Harry. Harry was miserable. He wanted to become an actor, but no one was giving him work. He didn't have a single penny. Life felt hopeless. Then suddenly, his landlady knocked on the door. She said she had brought him noodles. Harry tried to ignore her. But the smell got to him. He opened the door. And the landlady exploded. She started screaming because he hadn't paid rent in months. "Pay by tomorrow morning," she warned, "or I'm throwing you out on the street." And that's when everything started to spiral. The landlady told Harry to take a bath. The whole house smelled like a gutter, she said. So Harry went to a public sauna to clean up. There, he saw a man at the sink. Jack. Washing blood off his hands. Harry's eyes fell on Jack's expensive watch. He could tell right away, this guy was rich. Harry started his bath. A few minutes later, Jack walked in. Then it happened. The soap slipped from Harry's hand. Jack stepped right on it. Lost his balance. And crashed to the floor. His head hit the ground hard. He was out cold. The key to his locker slipped from his fingers, and landed right at Harry's feet. People rushed over to help Jack. Harry bent down like he was going to return the key. But then, he changed his mind. He swapped his own locker key with Jack's. Jack was taken to the hospital. Harry walked straight to the locker room. He opened Jack's locker. And his eyes lit up. He walked out wearing Jack's expensive suit. His boots. Looking like a completely different man. Then he went straight to his landlady. Paid back every penny he owed. Then he paid back everyone else he had borrowed from. Finally, he sat in Jack's expensive car. He couldn't believe it. This had to be a dream. Any minute, he'd wake up. He decided to go to the hospital. He was going to return everything to Jack. But when he got there, Jack called out his name. Not his real name. He called him Harry. Because of the head injury, the doctors had told Jack that his name was Harry. The killer thought he was the broke actor. And the broke actor was now living as a killer. That's when the nightmare really began. Jack had lost his memory. When Harry found out, he panicked. He got out of there fast. Later, when Jack left the hospital, he had no money to pay his bills. A paramedic named Lena took pity on him. She helped him out. Jack had no idea who he was or what he did for a living. But he still made Lena a promise. "I'll pay you back," he said. "Every penny." Lena offered to drive him home. On the way, she asked his name. His age. Jack didn't know. She looked at his papers. According to them, he was only 32 years old. Lena was surprised. He looked much older than that. Meanwhile, Harry found Jack's address. He went to the house. And he was stunned. He had never seen such luxury in his entire life. He grew up poor. This was like stepping into another world. While wandering through the house, he found uniforms. Lots of them. Military. Police. Jack had been many things. At the same time, Jack and Lena arrived at the address on his papers. Harry's address. They both stood there, shocked by the condition of the place. It was a dump. Jack couldn't understand it. How had he been living in a house like this? And that's when the identity swap got even more twisted. Jack stood outside the rundown house, completely confused. Why was he living in a place like this? Just then, Lena heard news of an accident on her radio. She had to leave immediately. Jack wanted to return her money right then, but Lena said, "We'll meet again later. You can pay me back then." Meanwhile, Harry was relaxing in Jack's luxurious mansion. He had never felt so rich in his life. He turned on the TV. And what he saw blew his mind. Instead of normal channels, he was watching a live video feed. From the neighbor's house. A girl doing yoga. Harry realized Jack had been spying on the people around him. At the same time, Jack was trying to learn more about himself. He decided to go talk to the neighbors. He knocked on doors, trying to make conversation. But everyone thought he was a salesman. They didn't want anything he was selling. Then he met one neighbor who was angry. Hostile. Jack started asking questions. The man attacked him. Suddenly, Jack's hands and legs moved on their own. He defended himself. He fought back. He had no idea how he did it. It was like his body remembered things his mind had forgotten. Later, Lena came back to check on him. She found Jack on the ground, coughing. He was trying to smoke a cigarette. But he was struggling. Lena watched him and thought to herself. This guy really shouldn't smoke. And that's when the mystery started to tighten. Lena looked at Jack and said, "If you're leaving, don't drink." Jack replied, "I found a lot of cigarettes in the house. So I thought, maybe I'm a smoker." After Lena spent more time with him, she noticed something strange. Jack was surprisingly good with knives. Way too good. So she took him along. She brought him to her aunt's restaurant. Her aunt didn't want to hire him at first, but after Lena begged, she finally agreed. But there were two conditions. First, Jack had to talk nicely to the customers. Second, he had to smile a lot. Otherwise, everyone would run away. Meanwhile, Harry was still digging through Jack's original house. He found more money hidden in different places. Expensive items. A bottle of pricey liquor. A whole collection of knives. And then, multiple fake ID cards and passports. He also found a board covered in information about the girl from the neighborhood. New. Then he heard chatter on police radios. Harry put it together. This guy must be a cop. Or something close to it. He figured New must be a witness in some case, and Jack was responsible for her protection. So Harry tried to find New's apartment. He walked through the building, knocking on doors. He met a lot of people. But he never found New. Exhausted, he went back to Jack's apartment. He turned on the TV. And there she was. New. Waiting for something. The trap was getting tighter. On the TV, Harry watched New practicing. She pretended to fall down after hitting her head. Then she did it again. And again. Harry realized the noise was coming from the apartment upstairs. That must be where New lived. Later, he saw her outside. He went and knocked on her door. When she opened it, Harry told her he was her new neighbor. He tried to be friendly. But New wasn't interested. She closed the door in his face. Meanwhile, Jack was working hard at the restaurant. With his natural talent for knives, he had become a great chef. In fact, his new dishes started attracting a crowd. A few days later, Lena brought Jack to her house. Jack noticed a calendar on the wall. Lena told him it was from the previous month. Then she left. Jack flipped the page. He realized something. Tomorrow, he had to be somewhere. The next day, he went to that place. He saw a man calling out names, putting people into cars. Jack asked where they were going. They were actors. Headed to a movie set. Jack was living Harry's life now. So when his name was called, he got in the car and went to work with them. And that's when the two swapped lives started colliding. On the set, Jack made mistake after mistake. He couldn't get anything right. Meanwhile, Harry was doing everything he could to protect New. He went to the hospital to visit her. She told him she was planning a trip. Then, as she walked down the hallway, she suddenly froze. She got scared after seeing someone. She turned and started walking the other way. Harry followed her gaze. Then he saw him. A man. Harry remembered that face. He had seen it on Jack's board. Now he had to keep New away from that man's sight. He quickly led her to the parking area. That evening, after filming ended, Jack got paid. He had to mark his name on a list. His father's name was Mila. His father was a barber. Jack went to visit him at the shop. His father was with a customer, and they were talking about Harry. But Jack thought they were talking about him. His father called Harry a total jerk. Hearing that, Jack was crushed. He quietly walked away. Later, Jack told Lena, "Before the accident, I was trying to become an actor. Now I'm going to work twice as hard. I'm going to make that dream come true." Meanwhile, that night, New gathered all her belongings. She went and stood across the road, waiting. But no one came for a long time. The clock was ticking. New went back to her house. She checked her calendar, wondering if she had gotten the date wrong. She calculated that she might have to leave the following Thursday. Meanwhile, Jack was at home, obsessively preparing to become an actor. When he reached the film set, he got the role of the hero's bodyguard. But as soon as the fight sequence started, Jack couldn't stop himself. He jumped in and accidentally killed the hero. When the shot ended, the director walked up to him. Jack started apologizing, thinking he had ruined the scene. But the director was thrilled. He loved Jack's fighting skills. Then came next Thursday. New waited again. But the person she was waiting for never showed up. Jack went to his next shooting location. This time, he had to say some lines. But he kept forgetting them. When the director yelled, "Action!" Jack blanked. He managed only 2 words. The director was amused. He loved it. Then came another fight scene. And once again, Jack stunned everyone with his skills. Soon, his episode aired on TV. Customers at the restaurant recognized him. People started lining up to take photos with him. He was becoming famous. But he had no idea who he really was. And the real danger was still out there. Days passed slowly. Harry gained New's trust by talking to her a little at a time. Soon, they became very close. They started falling for each other. Meanwhile, Jack went to shoot his next episode. But the hero of the show went to the producer and demanded a change. He was afraid Jack would become more famous than him. When the episode aired, people were shocked. No one understood what had happened. That night, the phone rang in Jack's real house. Harry picked it up. The caller told him to meet as soon as possible. Harry showed up wearing sunglasses and a mask. Everyone at the meeting treated him with respect. They knew how dangerous Jack was. They asked Harry why he hadn't finished the job yet. It was supposed to be done on the 25th of last month. You need to complete your mission, they told him. If New goes to the police, everything falls apart. What they didn't know was that a man was secretly listening to everything. When Harry left, that man told his crew to follow him. Find New, he ordered. Harry went home. He was furious. Because now he understood the truth. Jack wasn't a policeman. He wasn't protecting New. He was a serial killer. And New was his target. Meanwhile, Jack was shooting his next episode. The hero of the show walked up to him. And that's when everything started closing in. The hero was so jealous that this time, during the shoot, he actually hit Jack on the head with a stick. For real. Jack was furious. Then the hero smiled and asked, "Did I get the take right?" A few days later, we see Harry chasing Jack. Finally, Jack stopped and asked, "Are you my fan?" "Yes, sir," Harry said. "I love you so much. Please, autograph my gun." Jack didn't think twice. He signed his name right on it. Meanwhile, Jack and Lena had grown very close. The next Thursday, New came out onto the street again with her luggage. But this time, Harry decided to step in. He told her the truth. "I'm a police officer," he said. "I was sent here to protect you." But now, he had actually fallen in love with her. He wanted them to be together forever. Then the rich businessmen's men sent photos of Harry and New to their boss. The threat was clear. They would both be killed. The next day, Jack had a day off. He invited Lena and her family to go on a picnic. They had an amazing time together. Jack looked up at the sky and smiled. "I'm starting to like this life," he said. But that night, on the drive home, it started pouring rain. A song came on the radio. And slowly, memories started flooding back. Flashes of his life before the accident. Jack remembered everything. He was a professional assassin. And that's when the two worlds were about to collide. Jack went straight to meet New. But Harry thought he had come to kill her. He tried to stop Jack, but he couldn't stand in his way. Then Jack revealed the truth. "I'm not actually a killer," he said. Whenever someone in the underworld wanted to put a hit on a target, Jack would take ransom money from that same target. He would tell them everything about the death contract. Then he would ask them to pretend to be dead. So they could escape and start a new life somewhere else. Everyone agreed. Because if they didn't listen, Jack wouldn't kill them. But someone else would. That was Jack's gift. He could satisfy both sides, without ever taking a single life. Then Jack confessed. Someone had hired him to kill New. She had a secret flash drive. If it got released, it would ruin a wealthy businessman's entire empire. You have to leave the country, Jack told her. Or they'll kill you. But New refused. I can't leave Harry. His life is in danger now too. Harry looked at her with tired eyes. I'm already fed up with life, he said. You go. Don't worry about me. But Jack had a plan. A plan where all three of them would pretend to die together. And then, they could all start a new life. But pulling it off would be the hardest thing any of them had ever done. But to make this plan work, Jack had to give the performance of a lifetime. Because if anyone found out they were still alive, other killers would hunt them down. Finally, Jack went to see Lena one last time. He told her the truth. He had regained his memory. And now he was leaving everything behind. I'm not the man you knew, Jack said. Lena got angry. I don't care about your past, she told him. You're here now. That's enough for me. But after Jack left, Lena felt sick. She got into an ambulance and went after him. Soon, Jack arrived at a warehouse. This was where they would execute the plan. Harry showed up with New. The businessman and his men were watching from the shadows. Then Harry stepped forward. He announced that he had only pretended to fall in love with New to gain her trust. Then, in front of everyone, he pretended to kill her. He threw the flash drive toward the businessman. One of the goons moved forward to pick it up. And then, Jack appeared. Everyone froze. Who was this? But soon they realized. The businessman had actually called multiple killers to take out New and Harry. And some of those calls had gone to Jack's different phones. Now Harry and Jack started pretending to fight. Their acting was incredible. The real show had begun. After the fake fight, both of them stood together. New had a special controller in her hand. But then, the whole plan hit a snag. Lena suddenly showed up. Jack tried to push her away, but she insisted on taking him back. She even knocked the fake knife out of Jack's hand. Jack signaled Harry. Attack us. Harry did exactly that. Jack pulled Lena behind him so the fake knife wouldn't stab her. Then Jack pointed toward New. She pressed a button. A massive container crashed down on top of them. The goons rushed over to check if they were dead. Jack tried to calm Lena down. While doing that, he signaled Harry. Harry spilled fake blood from underneath the container. The goons fell for the trap. They thought everyone was dead. Once they left, Jack and the others climbed out of the container. The danger was over. New and Harry hugged each other and confessed their love for real this time. Jack walked Lena back to the ambulance. He told her the truth. My real age is 45. Lena didn't say much. She just smiled. Later, on set, Jack was delivering his lines. But it felt like he was really talking to Lena. I should leave, he said. That's the rule. But I can't. Because now, he was in love. He wanted to erase his old identity. He wanted to start a new life with her. Lena was overjoyed. And so, their new life began. Both of our guys found their happy endings. The house is settled. Life is good. We'll meet again in the next video. Until then, take care. Bye bye.